Okay, let's take another try at that one. All right, so we made a bit of an error with that one, so I'm just going to delete what we did before. All right, so it seems to be copying down rows that I don't want it to. All right, okay. So we're going to clear all this information here. Yeah, it doesn't want to clear. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's start that one again. All right, and I'll show you this another way. All right, for the year zero principal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the principal I put into here. So 10,000. All right, let me show you a little trick. Guys, watch this way. All right, so if you want to not make it move when you drag down the rows, I'll show you how to make it constant because I actually learned this to make sure that this worked properly. All right, go across to before your B, put a dollar sign. Also put a dollar sign in front of the C. So you see it now reads dollar sign B, dollar sign 3. Now that does the same thing, but watch what happens when we drag that one down. Go to the bottom right corner, drag that one down. Okay, now that's the same value all the time. So remember, when we're investing simple interest, what we deposit in the start is what we're going to refer to when we do the interest calculations. Okay, now in year zero, we're not going to have any interest because we haven't had it in for over a year. To work out the interest earned, we're going to take press equals. We have the principal times by the rate. Now, we had this error before. Guys, watch again. Here's how to fix it. All right, go into that cell and put a dollar sign in front of the B and a dollar sign in front of the 4. Now it's a constant, not a variable that gets shifted. And the year, again, is 1. And we can do the same with that one because that will be consistent throughout as well. So put a dollar sign in front of the B and put a dollar sign in front of the 5. Okay. Now, and you drag that down. Now, if you've done this correctly, when you drag that down, it should be consistent throughout. If it's not, I'll come around and help you in a minute. All right. So let me show you that again for those who missed it. Okay. I'll actually drag the screen up a little bit. All right. So you see it's referring to that 10,000. It actually doesn't matter. You could actually set it up with just the principal 10,000, make that a constant, because essentially you work out the same number over and over again. All right. Which seems a bit redundant, but it's good code. So because someone could look and see, okay, what did you do to make this spreadsheet? They can look at what the operations are referencing, and they can work out what you did. Okay. Now, what's more important then is to work out the other ones. Let's do the total interest. The first year, you don't earn any interest. So let's put a 0 in there and put a dollar on there. So it's now $0. Okay. To work out the total interest equals the previous cell plus the new interest. So you're going to go the equals the cell above and the cell to the left. So in that case, D9 plus C10. Okay. When you drag that one down, it should add the same number over and over to the previous one. Okay. All right. And we've got that one. Okay. So, all right. Hopefully that's so far so good. I'll come by and help people a bit stuck. All right. How do we work out a final balance? Okay. You need to take the previous final balance and add on the interest earned. Okay, so plus interest earned. There is another way to do this. You could actually do the principal plus the total interest. That would actually come at the same calculation. But in that one, I'm adding the previous row above and the interest earned to the left. And see in that first year, after the first year, I have $10,406.00. And then drag that one down as well. And we're up to there. Okay. So at the end of that 20 periods, we've got $19,120.00. Okay, I'm going to pause the video now. I'll take the roll and let's unpause. Okay. Okay. Well, year zero is I'm just going to put the 10,000 there. All right. Now, in the principle for, guys, this way. All right. In the principle, I'm actually referring to the final balance for the previous one. So it literally just equals that cell there. All right. When you go through, you can drag this. It's not going to do anything now, but it will update once we fix everything else. Okay. So right now, there's just spitting errors because there's like nothing to refer to. Okay. Now, when we work out compound interest, we start by working out the final balance. Okay. So the compound interest formula for 1 year equals. All right, so just from memory, I'm going to do this, but I could write on the board at a later date if you've forgotten what the compound interest formula is. It is principal times by bracket 1 plus. Okay, now you have to write the interest. We've actually, in year 10, we've only learned interest annually. But we we are doing interest. I'm thinking of the other assignment again. My bad. All right. We are doing interest annually, so that's okay. So you go and click on your interest rate. So go click back over here. You might have to go scroll over and find it. Now, careful. Okay. Now, just a point to note, you might have noticed actually that we haven't had to divide by 100. That's because if you enter things in spreadsheets correctly, if you put a percentage, it already records that as a decimal in its internal system. Okay, so we'll calculate that for 1 year. Okay, now let's see what happens. All right, so 1 plus interest for 1 year. So we divide by 1 and the power of 1. So we basically don't do anything there. Okay, all right. You notice how that one's now updated? We earned 456. There's actually no difference in the first year. The difference comes in the extra compounding periods. If you've gone and dragged this one down, you can also then go and drag this one down. So I'm going to drag that one all the way down to the bottom. All right, notice that, okay. Ooh, we got an error creeping in. I wonder why. Value. Oh, I know why. It's something I forgot to do. Okay, very important, and I forgot to do it. Let's put some stars on that value. So remember, it is, if you want B4 as your constant interest rate in that one cell, you must put a star in front of the B and a star in front of the 4. There's a nice little reminder. Sorry, dollar sign, my bad, dollar sign. In front of the B and in front of the number. So I'll bring that up again. So I forgot to do that actually. So if you look here, I've got dollar sign B, dollar sign 4. Okay. It didn't, not for that one, because actually is referring to the correct cell. But if I drag that down, then that becomes a constant. There we go. See, if I pick one of these cells below, you notice that it's now referring to, the principal is now K20, which is correct. But it's still referring to that interest rate, which only exists in one cell in your spreadsheet, which is B4. All right. So yeah, I didn't want that to update. I wanted that to be constant. But everything else that got dragged is working, so that's correct. Okay. So that looks a bit better. All right. So let's go figure out the rest of the values. The total interest. All right. Actually, no, we've got to do interest earned. So remember, when we do compound interest, the formula works out the final value, and you have to subtract to work out the interest earned over that period. So what we're going to do is we're going to press equals. We'll take our final, and we're going to subtract our principal. Okay. So do your final minus principal, and you earned $456. Not surprising. If we drag down, we get increasing values. That's because of the compounding effect. All right. Now for total interest, we do exactly the same way we did with simple interest. Start off with 0 equals cell above plus cell to the left. And that's how you do that one. Okay. So if you're watching this video, feel free to pause, rewind, watch again, figure it out. For those in the class, I'm going to pause the video at this stage and I'll help you out individually. Okay.